Stop what you are doing. Put your phone on silent. Close the other tabs in your browser. If you are watching this video, you are likely sitting there with a specific amount of capital. Maybe it is $1,000, maybe it is $5,000, and you are paralyzed. You are looking at the charts in February 2026, and you are terrified. Why are you terrified? Because for the last 5 years, you have been conditioned to be afraid. You have been conditioned by the SEC. You have been conditioned by Gary Gensler. You have been conditioned by price suppression and fake news. But I am here to tell you that the war is over. The smoke has cleared. And while you are sitting there hesitating, the biggest wealth transfer in human history is happening right under your nose. It is February 2026. Let that sink in. The lawsuit is gone. The $50 million fine was paid last year. That is pocket change for Ripple. The appeals are dropped. We have clarity. We have the ETFs trading live on Wall Street. We have a pro-crypto administration in the White House. But here is the problem. Most of you are still trading like it is 2023. You are trading with PTSD. You see a green candle and you panic sell because you are afraid it will crash. You see a red candle and you think the SEC is coming back. Listen to me very closely. The SEC is not coming back. That chapter is closed. Today, I am going to walk you through a specific mathematical battle plan. This is not a hype video. This is not me yelling moon for 45 minutes. This is a strategic guide on how to allocate exactly $1,000 into the XRP ecosystem right now, today, to maximize your potential returns for the cycle peak later this year. We are going to talk about the 3-bucket strategy. We are going to talk about the new yield opportunities with RLUSD that did not exist 6 months ago. And we are going to look at the charts, not the hourly charts that give you anxiety, but the monthly charts that make you rich. If you are tired of losing, if you are tired of watching other coins pump while you sit on the sidelines, if you are ready to actually treat this like a business and not a casino, then you need to watch every single second of this video. The algorithm does not want you to see this alpha. The institutions do not want you to know what I am about to tell you. Let us get to work. Section 2. The macro landscape. What you missed. Before we get to the money, we have to understand the battlefield. A lot of retail investors tuned out in 2025. The market was choppy. It was boring. But 2025 was the most important year in the history of Ripple and XRP. Let's recap exactly what happened so you understand why the price is primed to explode. First, let's talk about the regulatory shift. In January 2025, the new administration took office. We all knew what was coming. Within 48 hours, the leadership at the SEC changed. The hostility ended. But the market didn't react immediately, did it? Why? Because markets are inefficient. The market needed proof. That proof came in August 2025. That was the settlement heard around the world. The SEC formally withdrew their appeal. They accepted the fine. They walked away. For the first time since 2020, XRP became the only digital asset in the United States with absolute ironclad legal clarity. Ethereum doesn't have that. Solana doesn't have that. Only Bitcoin and XRP have that distinction. But here is the piece of the puzzle that nobody is talking about. The liquidity crisis. While everyone was focused on the lawsuit, Ripple was building the plumbing. They launched RLUSD Real USD. This is not just another stablecoin like Tether or USDC. This is an enterprise-grade, compliance-first stablecoin designed specifically for institutional settlement. Why does this matter for your $1,000 investment? Because of the automated market maker, or AMM. Back in 2024, the AMM went live on the XRP ledger. It was slow at first. Liquidity was low, but when RLUSD launched globally in late 2025 and got listed on major exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, the floodgates opened. Suddenly, banks and hedge funds had a way to park compliant cash on the ledger. And what happens when they park cash? They need to pair it with something. They pair it with XRP. This creates a constant, relentless buying pressure that doesn't care about the chart patterns. It is structural demand. It is utility demand. We are seeing volumes on the XRP ledger right now, in February 2026, that dwarf the volumes of 2017 and 2021 combined. But the price hasn't done a tanks yet. Why? Because this is the accumulation phase. This is the spring being compressed. The institutions are filling their bags before they let the price run. And that is why you need to act now. Section 3. The ETF effect. The supply shock. Let's talk about the ETFs. Bitwise, Canary Capital, Grayscale. We spent all of 2024 speculating about them. In November 2025, they were approved. Now, they are trading. But I need you to understand how an ETF actually impacts price, because most people get this wrong. An ETF isn't just a ticker symbol on a screen. When you go to your brokerage account, your Fidelity, your Schwab, your E-Trading, you buy shares of the Bitwise XRP ETF, you are not buying paper. You are forcing the issuer to go into the market and buy the underlying asset. Here is the kicker. They cannot buy from Ripple. Ripple's escrow is locked and structured. They cannot buy from the secondary market easily because the order books are thin. So where do they get the XRP? They have to buy it from the open market. They have to buy it from you. Right now, we are in what analysts call the J-curve of adoption. If you look at the Bitcoin ETF launch in 2024, the first 2 months were volatile. There was selling pressure from Grayscale, but then month 3 hit, month 4 hit, and the price went vertical. We are currently in month 3 for the XRP ETFs. The wealth managers at Merrill Lynch, at Morgan Stanley, at Wells Fargo take about 90 days to approve a new product for their client portfolios. That 90-day window is closing right now. When those advisors get the green light, they aren't going to put their clients in with $10. They are allocating 1%, 2% of multi-billion-dollar portfolios. That is billions of dollars of inflow hitting a scarce asset. And remember, XRP is deflationary. Every transaction burns a tiny amount of XRP. The supply is shrinking while the demand is exploding. This is basic economics. Supply and demand. The supply shock is here, and it is going to be violent. Section 4. The strategy. Deploying 1-0. Alright, enough theory. Let's talk about action. You have $1,000. You are ready to deploy. I repeat, do not just take that money and market buy XRP on Coinbase and leave it there. That is lazy, and that is how you lose. We are going to use the Triad Strategy. This strategy is designed to protect your capital, generate cash flow, and capture the massive upside of the coming bull run. Here is the breakdown. Bucket number 1. The Fortress, 50%, 500. You take $500, half of your capital. You buy spot XRP. And then you do the most important thing. You take it off the exchange. You move it to a hardware wallet. A Ledger Nano, a Trezor, a Tangem card. I don't care which one, just get it offline. Why? Because this is your moon bag. This capital is not for trading. It is not for paying rent next month. This capital is your insurance policy. We are targeting a price of $8 to $12 per XRP for this bucket. This money does not exist to you until we hit those targets. It is locked in the vault. If the price drops 20% tomorrow, you do not blink. If the price goes up 50%, you do not sell. This captures the long-term appreciation of the asset as it becomes the global standard for payments. Bucket number 2. The Grinder. 30%, 300. This is where you make money while you sleep. Take $300. You are going to use this for grid trading or active swing trading. XRP often trades in a range. It goes up to $2.80, it drops to $2.20, it bounces back and forth. If you just hold, you make zero profit during that chop. But with this bucket, you set buy orders at the support level and sell orders at the resistance level. You can use automated tools for this on many exchanges, or you can do it manually. The goal here is cash flow. Every time the bot buys low and sells high, you make $5, $10. And here's the secret sauce. You take those profits and you move them into bucket number 1. You use the volatility of the market to accumulate more free XRP for your long-term hold. Bucket number 3. The yield farm, 20%, 200. This is the new strategy for 2026. Take your last $200. You are going to become a liquidity provider. You are going to bridge this onto the XRP ledger DEX. You are going to pair your XRP with RLUSD. Because of the massive institutional volume we talked about earlier, the trading fees on the XRP RLUSD pair are lucrative. By providing liquidity, you are earning a percentage of every single swap that happens in that pool. Currently, APYs are fluctuating between 12 and 18%. That is passive income. It also acts as a hedge. If the market goes sideways, you are still earning yield. You are growing your stack every single day, regardless of price action. Section 5. Technical Analysis, the God Candle. Now, let's look at the charts to back this up. I want you to ignore the daily chart. It is noise. I want you to ignore the 4-hour chart. It is irrelevant. Look at the monthly chart. Do you see this structure? This is a symmetrical triangle that has been forming since 2018. That is 8 years of consolidation. In technical analysis, there is a rule. The longer the consolidation, the bigger the expansion. The bigger the base, the higher into space. We have just confirmed a breakout of this 8-year structure. We are currently in the backtest phase. The price broke out and now it is coming down to kiss the resistance line, turning it into support. This is the most bullish setup in technical analysis. Look at the weekly RSI. It is resetting. We are seeing hidden bullish divergence. The price is making lower lows, but the momentum indicator is making higher lows. That tells us the sellers are exhausted. There is nobody left to sell. Everyone who wanted to sell because of the lawsuit has already sold. Everyone who was scared of Gary Gensler has already left. Who is left? The diamond hands, the believers, and now the institutions. Our technical targets are based on Fibonacci extensions. Target 1 is the 1.618 extension, which sits around $6.50. Target 2 is the 4.236 extension that takes us to $13. These are not random numbers. These are mathematical probabilities based on human psychology and market cycles. Section 6. The exit plan. Do not be greedy. I want to end this with a warning. The strategy I just gave you is easy to understand, but it is hard to execute. Why? Because of greed. When XRP hits $5, you are going to feel like a genius. You will feel invincible. Your friends who laughed at you for buying that banker coin will be calling you asking how to buy. Your Uber driver will be talking about XRP. You will see it on the evening news. That is the danger zone. That is when you will want to mortgage your house to buy more. Do not do it. That is the signal to sell, not to buy. You need to have your exit plan written down on a piece of paper today, while you are sober and rational. Decide now. I will sell 10% of bucket 1 at $5. I will sell 20% at $8. I will sell the rest at $12. If you do not have a plan, the market will punish you. The market is designed to transfer money from the impatient to the patient and from the emotional to the disciplined. You have been patient for 5 years. Do not ruin it now by being emotional. We are standing at the precipice of a new era. The digital asset economy is here. XRP is at the center of it. The lawsuit is over. The shackles are off. You have the strategy. You have the knowledge. The only variable left is you. Will you execute? Or will you watch from the sidelines and tell your grandchildren about how you almost bought XRP in February 2026? The choice is yours. If this video gave you value, if it gave you clarity, then do me a favor. Share this with one person who needs to hear it. Like the video so the algorithm wakes up the masses. I am holding. Are you? I will see you on the moon. Class dismissed.